Hello and welcome, viewer. This is Power Wheel, brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Here are the headlines. Federal government lauds Rural Electrification Agency on $200 billion African Development Bank Fund to energize 105,000 rural homes. TCN assures the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, of support towards best engineering practices. Today's interview segment features the Regional Transmission Manager, Lagos Region of TCN, Engineer Lamina Adebola. He will be speaking about the operation of the first offshore project, the Lashe Island Substation, solely built by the in-house engineers of TCN. We're delighted to serve you these reports and more as you continue to stay with us on this program. My name is Chuenwa Anyao. The federal government has lauded the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, for a $200 million funding it got from the African Development Bank, AFDB, to energize 105,000 homes through the Nigerian Electrification Project, NEP.
The Minister of State Power, Mr. Godi J.D. Agba, made this remark in Abuja at a media briefing for the projects. Mr. J.D. Agba, who also commended AFDB for the partnership, cited the success story of Rokota Community Mini-Grid Power Plant in Niger State, which was executed by REA with World Bank's funding in 2019.
I have been directed to express the gratitude of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, and the administration to ADB for all the support they've given the power project in the country. We are so proud of you and glad to have partnership with you because it has shown clearly and it's a clear demonstration of the fact that a partnership like ours will take us further than we even expect. Because if you see, I keep referring to Rokota because I saw it with my eyes, I was there, and I felt it from the heart of the people. If we can have many of those things done around the country, we will have a lot to show in a very short time.
The acting Vice President, Power, Energy, Climate and Green Growth Complex at AFDB, Mr. Wale Shonibari, said 80 million Nigerians lack access to sustainable and affordable electricity, especially in the rural areas, adding that the $200 million investment by the bank is meant to close the gap.
There are a lot of benefits that we're expecting from this investment. Once implemented, we expect that the Nigeria Electrification Project will contribute to more than 500,000 people obtaining access to electricity, which equates to approximately 105,000 households. Approximately 76.5 megawatts in increased installed power generation capacity, of which 68 megawatts will be from solar generation. 8 universities obtaining access to reliable sources of energy, 20,000 micro, small and medium enterprises supported with productive use appliances and equipment.
The managing director of REA, Ahmed Salihiju, said over the past 2 years, the agency has capitalized on private sector investments to ensure that the 80 million people have access to power.
More than 500,000 Nigerians and over 100,000 households in the off-grid or underserved communities would have access to this electricity. The fact that the Honorable Minister keeps on mentioning Rokota, I think it had an impact on him because he has actually seen a live project that has been completed. And you would like to know that that particular program has been kicked off, and with the World Bank, we are seeing a lot of progress in that. And as I said earlier, the World Bank project is always going to act as a guide for this particular African Development Bank project.
Salihiju also explained the project components being financed by the AFDB to include $70 million for solar hybrid mini-grids, $20 million pegged for energy efficiency appliances for productive use projects, $100 million devoted to the Phase 3 of the Energizing Education Program, and $10 million for technical assistance and capacity building at REA. The Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on Infrastructure, Ahmed Rufai Zakari, said the president is passionate about taking 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within 10 years, and that agencies like the REA through their solar projects will be critical to the goal.
As we look at the projects, I would encourage the REA and Africa Development Bank to look at how we can ensure that there's enough local content in these projects to ensure that we're catalyzing local industry in this difficult economic time.
On this part, Chairman of the REA board, Umaru Mazamaza, pledged the support of the board members to the management staff of the agency to help them achieve its mandate.
On our part, the board will provide every assistance necessary to the present esteemed management of the REA in delivering the rural electrification strategy and implementation plans.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Mr. Eugene Mohammed, has assured the leadership of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, of the company's support towards realizing best engineering practices in Nigeria.
Mr. Mohammed gave the assurance when he led members of the management staff of TCN on courtesy visit to the NSE headquarters in Abuja.
From the past president, our brother and the deputy president and all the vice president, I believe that you will achieve all the things that you have planned for this organization. But just rest assured that you have Transmission Company of Nigeria that is your ally. So anything you need, we have supported people who are not even close to us, talk less of you that are our brothers. So there's no reason why we cannot give you all the cooperation that we need. So we are happy to tell you that yes, we will continue to push for engineering profession in TCN to do its job. We are also working to build the capacity of our engineers.
The TCN head meticulously explained the ongoing transformation at the company in terms of administrative reforms, project management and standardization, as well as taking innovative measures in the power sector.
We know that it's only doing things differently that can lead to changes. The power sector is an interconnected sector where transmission, distribution and generation, each one of them that fail, it will bankrupt the others. Because if generation could not generate, it means there is nothing to transmit and there is nothing to distribute, which means transmission, if it has the asset will be a stranded asset. And the same thing of distribution. Now, if this generation generate and transmission cannot transmit, it's the same thing. It will, the other people will not get anything. And as we have now, the generation is generating, transmitting, and distribution are not picking the load. And not only that, they cannot collect the money. That means all the sectors are also bankrupted. So in reality, the entire sector is somehow in a bankrupt mood. And that's why government have to come with payment assurance to support the sector.
He also advocated for an independent electricity market that would be no longer subsidized by the federal government, but will thrive on contractual agreements and with sanctions for defaulters.
And that is why we are saying the market has to go to where it's supposed to be. We have to go to a market where government should get out of it. This issue of a single buyer model where you have government in the middle supporting everybody, it has never worked anywhere and it will not work here.
Still addressing the NSE team, Mr. Mohammed further spoke about the key achievements TCN has recorded by adopting those innovative measures.
As at October 2019, we installed 68 power transformers across the. It has never happened like that. 68 power transformers that we installed. In January only, we installed 7 power transformers. One of them is 300 MVA. We have never installed 300 MVA before. And that 300 MVA, we installed it within a record of less than 1 month, sir. So this is the way our engineers are working. They have reached the level that is unprecedented. I want to tell you, sir, that today that we are here, we had a problem. One of the 300 MVA that we installed in Akamba developed a problem, and we approached the manufacturer, and the manufacturer said they are not available. Our TCN engineer decided to challenge themselves. And so they went there and they checked the machine, checked everything, removed some things, changed them, and they resolved the problem.
The 32nd President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, Engineer Babagana Mohammed, urged the TCN management team to sustain the capacity building of engineers and the transparency level it has created in managing the company, saying it will help the utility to advance faster.
The transparency in TCN, yes, that is excellent, because you all have your names to carry back home. These offices and other positions you are occupying, they are not permanent. You will leave these seats in 2 ways. I will not mention them. You know it. But certainly you will leave this seat. So, but your name will go home with you. Have that at the back of your mind. We appreciate you for everything you are doing. Of course, you need to be talking to us, because we will be telling the Nigerian people that's actually what you are doing. People may not want to hear from you because you are the custodian of it.
On his part, a past president of the NSE and immediate past president of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Koren, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, welcomed the TCN management team to the NSE headquarters. He was also elated about the commitment of TCN to collaborate with the society, which he said will greatly advance engineering excellence in the country.
I thank you very much for the promised collaboration with the NSE, and I know the President will strengthen that relationship so that together we can advocate for a better Nigeria. Because there are certain things that are within our power. There are so many things we can do within us. We can manage our own resources well, but we have not been challenged.
Let's take a break for a message. We'll be right back.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity when exposed is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines, the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses, or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substation emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
You're watching Power Wheel, a weekly program of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. This is the interview segment, and in this edition, the Regional Transmission Manager, Lagos Region of TCN, Engineer Lamina Adebola, gives an update about the Lashe Island substation, solely built by the in-house engineers of TCN and commissioned in 2019. You led the team that built the 132 kilovolt Ilashe Island transmission substation in Lagos. What is the update about this operation?
Ilashe substation is the first offshore power installation in the whole of West Africa. I want to be less ambitious. I could have said in the whole of Africa. It's one of its kind in an island. So it has been a tremendous success for the management to inspire the staff to achieve such a feat. If that installation has been handled by a foreign company, we will be queuing up behind them and say, oh, it's only this foreigner that can do it. But alas, it is Nigerian, the black people that achieved that. That station is has been on. We are all only looking up to the disco concern to start picking load. I think they are doing some installation at their own side now, so that they can start picking load there. So ultimately, the place is going to be to witness some bound in terms of commercial and economic development in that island, and in the long run, the whole of Lagos state is going to benefit from it also.
What are the expectations on project delivery this year in the region?
We are expecting that most of the brownfield projects that have been on ground, on the drawing board, we start to actualize them this year. The brownfield, what I mean by brownfield are the expansion projects, the rehabilitation projects. There's a plan to rehabilitate Aja substation, Lekki substation. We plan to increase the capacity of Lekki. At the 330 kV level, we want to put 300 MVA transformer, and at 132 kV level, we are going to put 2x60 MVA transformer. At Alagbon, we want to put another 300 MVA transformer and another 2x60 MVA transformer at Alagbon. At Oworo also, we want to rehabilitate the whole of the switchyard to remove all the aging control system with a digital type, to enhance the control operation of this station, and to make job and maintenance job very flexible. We're also going to change the 2x30 that are faulty there to 2x60 at Oworo.
TCN is currently reconductoring transmission lines from Ikeja West substation in Ayobo to Ogba and Alimosho areas of the state. What other similar projects have been executed?
Ongoing now is the replacement of conductor on Ikorodu Shagamu, which some of our people are already aware of. That job is about 60% completed now. At the end of the day, we are going to unlock more than 100 megawatt additional, where the industrial assets of Ikorodu Shagamu can benefit a lot from that. So these are some of the projects we are doing. Apart from that, there are greenfield projects, the new ones that are on board. I know by this year, all those ones will also commence. The Badagry, the new Badagry, the new Agbara, the Odoguyon, that's all of them will start this year by the grace of God.
Join us next week for another exciting interview segment of this program, Power Wheel. We're always excited to hear from you, and we have dedicated this segment of feedback just for you. Here are some comments on our feedback segment for this edition. On our Facebook page, we have the following comments. TCN posted a report on the meeting its management held with that of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, NDPHC on March 17, 2020, to resolve issues on the Makurdi-Ugwaji transmission line and other NDPHC projects. This post was liked by 70 people. 13 persons commented on it, while 14 others shared it. Among the top comments was that of Ibrahim B. Rurum, who said, "Keep it up, a milestone achievement towards a better communication link." Another person, Emeka Aniago, posted thus, "This is nice." Mohammed Umar says, "Good work, sir, keep it up." And John Okike Omerua says, "Fantastic moves. May the Almighty bless all the team members." The medical team of TCN recently organized a sensitization program on the coronavirus COVID-19 for the staff at the headquarters in Abuja. This also attracted reactions on Facebook. 75 people liked the post, 3 people commented on it, and 13 others shared it. In his post, Ifeanyi Chukwu E. Solomon says, "Thank you, TCN." Akinseye Oluwole commented thus, "Thank you, our dynamic top management. Please let the information and sensitization come down to all regions and sub-regions." On the Twitter page, TCN tweeted the first town hall meeting the MD CEO of TCN, Mr. Yuji Mohammed, held with staff in year 2020. There were 2 comments, 10 retweets, and 48 likes. Sadiq Mo in a tweet says, "UG, the man of the moment, absolute doer in the power sector, more grease to your elbows." Honor Matthew tweeted this, "Great job you are doing at the helm of affairs. I say a big well done to our MD CEO." TCN engineers recently installed and energized a 60 MVA transformer at the 132-133 kilovolt Aja transmission substation in Lagos. There were reactions to this tweet. It got 2 comments, 17 retweets, and 40 likes. One of the tweets was from Idris Medinat. It says, "Kudos to our able and amiable MD CEO." On the YouTube page, TCN uploaded the video of the 115th edition of Power Wheel, its weekly program that enlightens the public about its activities and those of the entire power sector in Nigeria. The video got 3 comments, a like, and 20 persons viewed it immediately. Among the 3 comments is that of a YouTube user identified as the Comical Canadian. The comment was, "Awesome content, it was really entertaining." The 112th edition of the Power Wheel program had 1 comment, 61 persons viewing it, with 1 person liking the video uploaded by the TCN on its page. The comment from Dennis Oluwasami read this way, "The masterstroke is the empowerment of TCN engineers, saving costs for better emoluments." That's it on the feedback segment. Keep watching Power Wheel and feel comfortable to visit the TCN social media platforms to express yourself about the activities of the utility company, which is striving hard to improve the bulk power supply experience in Nigeria. That is it on this edition of Power Wheel. Do join us next week for another refreshing edition. This episode and the previous ones are available on our YouTube channel. You can also interact with us on our platforms as we strive to serve you better. I am Chinwenwa Anyao. Enjoy the rest of your day.